Good morning, I'm Adam Sexton. At the State House, the second year of a legislative session is supposed to be easier than the first, but the session winding up work right now has been a doozy with heated debates, big issues, and consequential legislation being passed and defeated. Here to discuss, the leaders of the Senate, Majority Leader Jeb Bradley, Republican from Wolfboro, and Senate Minority Leader Jeff Woodburn, Democrat of the North Country. Thanks for being here, gentlemen. We appreciate it. So let's start off with the big issue. Medicaid expansion gets passed on a 16-6 vote. Starting off, Senator Bradley, this is something that's been hotly debated for the last 5 years, and now its status is cemented for the next 5.
You know what? I think it's a great bipartisan accomplishment that speaks well for my Democratic colleagues like Senator Woodburn and Senator Felts, Senator Morse, the Senate President, but also Governor Sununu, who really went to Washington to achieve a different way of funding it that was not rejected by the federal government the way it was a couple of years ago, get the work requirements cemented into place so that we were able to get this bipartisan accomplishment that is probably the single best tool to prevent mental health and opioid situations, and to provide insurance for 50,000 people, keep them out of the emergency room, to keep uncompensated care, which is a hidden tax on every private insurance plan in the state, keep that down, and push down for lower health care costs. So I think, again, a great bipartisan accomplishment, but in particular, I want to thank Governor Sununu for paving the way in Washington to get it done. And
Senator Woodburn, you were quick to point out on the floor the Democrats with the boots on the ground here in terms of providing the votes.
Well, it's an idea that has had a long and twisty path, and Senator Bradley has certainly weaved that better than anybody to making this come to reality. But I think that the bottom line is that it is good policy. It's helping our hospitals. It's providing health care. It's stabilizing our economy. And you know, but it's important that this is not the end. Health care is a basic human right. We need to continue to expand it to make sure that people are healthy and successful. And it is a good program. And we did our jobs. The government worked, and a lot of accomplishments to that. And people deserve the praise that they're getting for the work that happened.
We're probably going to be having a discussion about the implementation of the work requirement, how that's going to be phased in. First off, Senator Bradley, who's going to be overseeing whether Medicaid recipients are working?
The Department of Health and Human Services with the managed care companies providing information. So that is in the process of starting to be implemented. A plan has to be in place. It's going to be in a two-step process. But the fact of the matter is we worked on it in a bipartisan way so that people ought to be able to comply. And at the same time as they're getting this benefit, they ought to contribute to the rest of the state of New Hampshire by either being engaged in their community in some way or working. And so I think it's a good thing, and it enabled the bipartisan cooperation.
Senator Woodburn, is there a fight to be had here in terms of how much oversight should be?
I would say the fight that's going to occur is those half of the Republican caucus who voted against this common sense measure, which is working and succeeding in the state of New Hampshire, of why they voted the way they did, and why we need change in those districts.
Eventually, Democrats are going to want to push for health care for all. We're already seeing some of the Republican critics of this legislation saying, look, the pinch is on the middle class here, the premiums are up. If, Senator Woodburn, you do want to expand this program in the future, how does the state ensure that people in the middle tier aren't going to continue to shoulder more and more of the burden, I guess, financially?
I think we have to address that. I think in the state of New Hampshire we bring change by bringing everybody along, leaving nobody out, and these things are often done incrementally. This was a major, major accomplishment now. This is the second time we've renewed it. I think this is becoming the law of the land, the notion of what government does, and we do not leave money on the table, federal money that's coming in. This is coming with no state dollars. You know, we need to continue to push for the notion that everybody does get health care. Everybody does. Maybe in the wrong place, the emergency room, at the wrong time when they're at the end of an illness or a situation that's gotten far worse than it could have been with prevention. But we need to look at what is the most effective way to deliver health care to all of our people, and be continuing to keep our eye on the ball and working towards that.
And I'd add is this, though, that by moving to a managed care product, which we do in this bill, we'll save maybe a couple of $100 million for both federal and state taxpayers. We're not raising any taxes to pay for it. There are no general funds to pay for it. So it's something that works for the business community by having a healthier workforce, lowering uncompensated care, but 50,000 people are also going to benefit, and New Hampshire taxpayers, I think, are not going to be left picking up the tab. And so these are all the pressure points that we needed to balance. I think we've done a really good job at doing that.
There was a big dust-up over the revival of education savings accounts. Obviously, it met with defeat in the House, and that debate will come back probably at some point. But Senator Bradley, obviously this is controversial about how much this is going to cost. Why not, if, as you are a supporter of this idea, why not come up with some general funds for a pilot program of some kind to see if it can work?
You know, and that may be what happens in a subsequent piece of legislation next year. But being the father of 4 kids, I mean, look, the public schools were great for 3 of my 4 kids, but everybody knows you can't always make a square peg fit in a round hole, and kids need options, whether it's charter schools, homeschooling, or other schools that you get the assistance from the state portion of adequacy dollars. I think it's a issue that's going to continue to come back because kids and their parents need the kind of options that Senate Bill 193 envisioned. So a pilot program, yeah, a good idea. It'll be brought back next year, I'm sure.
Would you support something like that, Senator Woodburn? Separate money to just...
We take a look at anything and consider it on its merits. But the bottom line is the governor and Republican leaders tried trickery, 3 attempts to try to get this bill past the Republican House. And each time they said no. They said no to that because it's a bad idea. It would cost New Hampshire schools $260 million. And, you know, you want to go to public school, everybody has a right to a public school seat. When you want to go to a private school or a preparatory school or religious school, that's your expense. It's your expense. It's not the public's. We are crushing our schools. Our kids need to be supported. We need to do a better job in terms of adequacy and the delivery of education. This only takes money out of the school and is a terrible precedent because it says, I don't have to pay for your. It's not us, it's me. And that's not the way we are as a community. We pay for all of our kids. We own all our kids and we want them to succeed. We don't pull people apart.
Senator Brown, you want to...
There was no trickery here. This is a legislative option. Until the door is closed, there is always going to be an opportunity to reintroduce bills. We did that on bills that my friend Senator Woodburn supports and are sending back to the House. No trickery whatsoever. But there is a philosophical difference, and the difference is people like myself think that parents and kids need options, and that will make for a better education system in New Hampshire. Not one size fits all, and we're going to continue to have this debate. The things that we've done over the years with homeschooling, with charter schools, with the education bill that Senator Forsyth introduced several years ago, they're all working. They're very limited. They haven't had a big impact on school budgets, and I think that we need to continue that trend. Any parent knows what I'm talking about.
Senator Woodburn, you call it trickery, but the shoe could be on the other foot. You might be the majority leader eventually. If you have something you want to bring back, an amendment is a way to do that.
This bill died 3 separate deaths. And the fact that it kept being added back on because they wouldn't take no. You know what? Sometimes you lose in this business. You get yourself up and, you know, it's over, you move on. But I would just say the trend that's bad here is, you know, I live in a small town, you go to town meeting and say, I'm going to build a 4-story house, and we only have a 2-story ladder for our fire truck. And I want to build my own, and I want to take my money that I was paying for the fire department to have my own. Is if the school system this public system doesn't work for you, we do have charter schools, we do have out of placement, which we do for special needs kids. It's part of the routine that happens in school districts. But we don't have a situation where you can choose to take tax dollars out and then send your kid to a private school. It is the wrong direction. It is breaking up the community and taking care of all of our kids while we're neglecting our schools.
And offers absolutely no choices for students. That's the philosophical dispute here. And that's why we're going to keep pushing this. And it's unfortunate that we just have this intransigence by, you know, my friend Senator Woodburn to just not even think about what parents go through as they try to educate their kids. That's the difference here.
Well, let's wrap up here with one last question. Obviously, both of you have to take what's going on at the State House back to the voters. Senator Woodburn, first to you. What are you going to run on? in 2018?
Well, I mean, I think there's a lot of issues about which party is more reasonable, responsive to the people of the state of New Hampshire. For me, the biggest issue is the way we treat kids, our most vulnerable kids. And New Hampshire now is in a state of crisis as to how we take care of our kids, whether it be our protecting kids. We've been sued. We have problems at the youth center about the tactics that are used. We have some changes that need to occur. We need additional funding. Today we're spending less at DCYF than we did 11 years ago. That's not responsible when we're being sued for the way we take care of our kids. So to me, kids are a #1 issue.
Well, it's funny that Jeff would bring that up because he voted against the budget that added 20 new positions to the Division of Children, Youth, and Family, which deals with abuse and neglect of kids. It's interesting that you would bring this up again, too, because my friend Senator Woodburn voted against $10 million to make schools safer. So I'm really happy to have this kind of debate because guess what? We have the lowest unemployment rate in the country, the highest per capita income in the country, the lowest poverty rate in the country. We're the most livable state next to Massachusetts in the country. Things are going well, and it's a result of Governor Sununu's great leadership. Business is booming. People are benefiting from it. I think this is a great way to go into the fall. Can't wait for that debate.
Okay, and we'll have it and probably have it again here sometime before November, but you guys still have work to do for the next couple of weeks. But we thank you for taking your time here with us this Sunday morning.
Great.
Thanks, Adam.
After the break, a look at a controversial piece of voting legislation. We sit down with college students and the architect of the bill Governor Chris Sununu said in December he hated, but could still sign into law with some changes.